Hey guys, it's Jarek the Gamer Dragon doing some Dirt 3 gameplay. So I'm going to be doing some Trailblazer races in Kenya, Africa with the PM580. This is quite easily my favorite car in the game, fastest car in the game, best controlling. This thing takes off acceleration wise. It peaks out at about 130, 140 miles an hour. But man, this thing just goes. When you push the gas, it's gone. The real one, I believe it's 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. It's a really interesting car. If you want to know more about the PM580, just look up the PM580 on YouTube. There's plenty of videos on it. The most amusing one I've found is a journalist that's driven plenty of fast cars, and that's what he does for a living. He writes stuff about fast cars pretty much. He went to try this thing out, and the words that came out of his mouth were, "I wish we had real track to test this on," because he was just testing it on a long cement street pretty much. And he said, "I wish we had a real track to test this on, but I'm enough afraid of it that's probably a good thing." It's like you've never driven a fast car before, and this is your first time driving a fast car. And he's had plenty of experience with this, so it's definitely an interesting car to look into. I always kind of lean more towards the exotic things, no sex pun intended. And I don't know, it's just a really cool car. Anyway, but getting into Dirt 3, I'm going to be switching between 3 different angles throughout this video. The first one's behind the car, and as you can see, this car really goes fast. But I'm doing it behind the car so you can really see the graphics. The first race is at nighttime. This is the longest race out of the 3, and the lights, the way they reflect off the environment, the way the dirt comes off the back of the car, everything about this game looks so damn good. And I know I've said that plenty of times before, but it does. I'm just going to say it over and over and over again. I'm going to be over the head with it. It just looks like a damn good game. To me, unless I can think of another game, I really can't. This has got to be the best looking racing game that has come out. And yeah, it's definitely a good looking game. On top of that, I've also mentioned how the sound design is a very good, it's ridiculously good for a racing game. This game, when you are going fast, really makes you feel like you are flying. Because not only is it really hard to control, like this is a lot harder than it looks, but not only is it really hard to control, the sound design is so good that if you have 5.1 surround sound, and for the people that aren't too computer tech savvy, 5.1 surround sound is 3 speakers in front of you, 1 directly in front of you, 1 to your left, 1 to your right, 2 speakers behind you, 1 to your back left, 1 to your back right. When you drive by something going incredibly fast, you can hear it whiz by you on that side of the speakers. It'll come in through your front left speaker, then leave through the back left speaker. You hear that all around you. You also hear the gravel hitting against the car. You hear everything, and it really does simulate going ridiculously fast, very, very well. It can be a little bit scary when you're going when you're going 140 miles an hour in this game. It's just like, oh god, oh god, oh god, don't crash. Anyway, coming up to the end of the race, the first race here. As you can see, I got pretty good time, a few seconds ahead of the person right behind me. I always have a hard time reading it because I'm viewing it in the Sony Vegas window, and that is not exactly readable. But yeah, there's the first race. Let's go to the next one. Alright, second race. Once again, still in Kenya. All 3 of these are going to be in Kenya, Africa. And this one, I don't remember the actual title. The title is something like so-and-so Sprint. This is the shortest out of the 3. I was actually very surprised when I finished it. I was like, damn, that was quick. But yeah, very short race. Now the camera. When the camera does that, this took me the longest time to figure out. I always wondered in Dirt 2 and Dirt 3. But whenever water hits the camera, as I take out this whole fence there, but whenever the water hits the actual camera in the game, it does that weird pixelation thing. It took me the longest time to figure that out. I was like, why the hell is it doing that? I just thought maybe it was transitioning, and that was the transition. I don't know. But yeah, apparently the water causes it. Also, going into the cockpit mode for this race. Next race, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I like this angle in this car. It makes it very easy to see, even though it blocks off a lot of your vision. It maintains. It's kind of like how horses have those blinds on the side of their eyes to keep them focused on in front of them. That's sort of what this car forces you to do. Is I'm getting a little out of control. It's very hard to control this car when you're flying 130 miles an hour on dirt. There's very little control. I make this look a lot easier than it really is. but any little bit of a turn can make you spin out, can make you go completely off the road. They got speed down right with this when it comes to controls. A lot of people complain about, you know, things. I've had complaints about multiple different angles, and I'll talk about this next race as I'm coming up to the end here. So my time, 1 minute 30, so I can't really read it in the Sony Vegas preview. But yeah, barely won. Didn't win by so much. I won by under a second. Damn, I won by like 0.5. Alright, let's go to the next race. Alright, now to the final race, and I've changed the camera to on the hood. I love this camera angle. This camera angle, you can see everything on this car. It's absolutely perfect. You can see exactly what you want to see. You can still feel the actual angle of the car when you're turning. It really is my favorite camera angle, and you can really see how fast you're going with this camera angle. As you can see, I'm just flying. I'm going really, really fast. The dirt on the road is just flying by you in this angle. But yeah, as I was saying last time, I will get people complaining about dirt a lot. A lot of people just absolutely despise dirt. And the reason they always give me is that, one, the cars feel too light, which makes me want to smack them, because these are rally cars. They are, one, built to be light, and two, have really soft suspension. This is how they actually control. And two, it has you just slide all around. Well, yeah, you're on dirt, four-wheel drive, and the way you're driving, just flooring it all the time, this is how the cars are going to react. I mean, that's always how I drove stadium trucks, especially. Whenever you have four-wheel drive, you're going to do the four-wheel slide when you're doing this type of racing. That's just how it is. And then two, I'll actually get people on the other side that say, there's too much grip. No, there's really not. You slide all over the place here. It's actually kind of hard to get yourself out of losing control. You'll continue to fishtail. So either one of those complaints drive me insane. I mean, this game is not a perfect game by any means, but really people just don't like this style of racing, and then they're just like, oh, I hate dirt because of this or this and this reason. No, you don't prefer dirt because you like street racing. That is the reason you don't like dirt. That's all you gotta say. Quit being stupid. Now, I myself prefer this type of racing. I would much rather do this than street racing. I like both, but I just prefer this. Anyway, on to the actual race here, as I go a little bit wide, but whatever, it's cool. Back on course now. Yeah, like as I was talking about, I do really like this camera angle and how fast you're going. Like you've probably noticed how quick I'm going by how fast the ground's flying by. I know I already said it, but something about this angle, especially this race specifically, if you haven't already noticed, make this game look the absolute best I've ever seen it. It's got to be this race with the way the sun's coming in on the road. It's reflecting off the hood. Everything's reflecting off the car's hood as you're driving by it. It just looks really good. Like, I wish I could. I recorded this a little bit a while ago. If I could, I would turn it around so you could see the dust flying behind the car. Everything about it. I know I'm gonna beat you guys over the head with this. Everything about this looks so good. And something else that's kind of cool. Some companies coming out with a program, not really a program, an engine that's supposedly supposed to allow game developers to have unlimited polygons when they're designing stuff. In short, that actually makes it so that dirt, like on the ground, the actual dirt isn't just a photo that they just paste on the ground. It'll be actual dirt as I just blow by that guy. But yeah, it'll be actual dirt particles on the ground, which is really, really cool. If you want to look it up. I don't remember what it's even called anymore, but it looks really cool. Anyway, there's the end of the race on that one. Coming first place by, good God, I totally demolished everybody else. Given first place by about 10 seconds. Damn. There's some more Dirt 3. I would say out of the rally type races, Kenya is definitely my favorite. It's a lot of fun. And there's more Dirt 3, and I'll see all you guys later.